one thing I've noticed lately is that containers are absolutely necessary, both in this garage and in life. I got notes this time, because this one I want to get off my heart, and it's something that's like that I'm living in the now of, and it's raw to me, but I think it's like, again, a strategy that I'm going to use right now to really get the most out of this season. And what I mean by that is, in this garage, I have spent, we moved here in 2023. Right? 22? 22. So, almost 4 years organizing, cleaning, building, maintaining, structuring, whatever you want to label it, labeling, whatever you want to label it. Because things, I'm a freak and I label things. This garage, with no plan, no purpose, the only intent of keeping my hands busy so my mind's not idle. And I've made it like a point to do it, right? To come out here and clean the garage. Through the seasons, like the garage is a container, right? It in itself is a container. And through the seasons of life, not just me, but my family uses this space. We've got a two-car detached garage, and you can see behind me, it's unfinished. It's just wood walls. So seasonally, this garage is used for different things. Here in Oklahoma, we just got through with like a crazy snowstorm, and I've got chickens. So part of my chickens, my silkies and my rooster, came inside in this garage, and obviously in some like cages. They were actually I kicked them out the night of my first video because it was starting to get warm outside, and my silkies were talking. But the others, they were in the coop and they were warm, but the rooster, he's huge, and so he wasn't going in there. And then when summer comes and we're doing yard projects and or it's super rainy in the spring, maybe the kids play in here, or we will put out a big table and we'll do clay pottery projects. We do a lot of different stuff out here. I work at that workbench on projects while we're doing our freezers over here. I don't know. It's a container, right? And in my mind, I can't even in the moment conceptualize what we do in here, because it's, I don't know if it ever means anything. Like, the time spent together, of course, means something, but is it ever intentional? Or is this just a container? And without any kind of boundaries or constraints or intentions, it just becomes unorganized and it becomes chaotic. Shit's everywhere. So at one point, my dear friend Joseph and I got together and we built one of those trending, like, cool slide in your black and yellow tubs. It's right over here. And my thought was, I'll get everything in tubs and then we'll put it on the wall and I'll have all this space. And all that did was open up the floor for more tubs to go on and more things to be shuffled around in. That's interesting. And in life, we do that too, right? We have these containers in our mind that we fill with random stuff from the day, from our experiences, from our hopes, our dreams, the side of us that needs affection and that needs attention or needs to talk or wants to play video games or wants to do this certain hobby, right? There's containers in our minds for all these things. And usually that looks like a group of friends, a person, a hobby, a grounding moment, or just getting together with your buddies on the weekend and going camping, right? It's a way for you to express and be who you are within a container. Throughout life, right, at 35, I've had some seasons, not a lot, I understand that, but there have been containers of great humans. And honestly, all throughout my life, there have been containers of great humans. But life, much like this garage for me, at some point got like some misplaced intention. And the containers changed. Some I didn't replace, some passed, right? So what do you do with all your shit? With all the stuff in your head, with all the things that you go through? For me, for a long time, I misplaced them. And I'm realizing that now, right? Now, the bad side effect, like, that's great to realize it. And it's amazing to be able to reform intention. The hard part about that is the habits formed along the way. And it's like, no matter what we're doing in life, we're forming or practicing some kind of habit. And for me, I made it a habit to unintentionally organize this garage so I could feel better about myself for years, get a little bump of dopamine and say, yeah, I did something. I did something outside. I did something with my hands today, which is super important, but no intention, no goal. But what I would like to do is turn this garage into not just a organized open space, but turn it into a functional and intentional space. So my wife and I were both creative people, whether it's music or taking photos or videos, and we have this entire space we've never done anything with, aside from keeping this corner clean for me to tinker, to have art space for my kids, so on rainy days when our small house is congested, we can come out here and do more art projects and fun stuff. Like, that's intention. That's good. But you do have to be careful, right? Because even this container has its constraints. It's got its boundaries. There are certain things that need to happen, steps that need to be taken to get this space to the next spot. That thought overwhelms me. That immediately builds bullet points of stuff to do. So I think I'll just clean it for now. That's a wild thought. And really, for me, mentally, when my dad passed a few years ago, I really isolated. Yeah. Tried to shoulder my way through a lot of the grief, and I intentionally removed some really healthy containers from my life. And with not bad intention, but maybe the wrong intention, used my incredible wife as a container for all of the shit inside of me. Whatever those emotions were, whatever the day's hardships were, whatever the anxiety was, whatever the depression was, and that just looked like giving one person an emotional burden that they really were never meant to carry. So that's what I'm working through right now, is how do I create these healthy containers again? community, right? Notes, right? I've had this group chat on Facebook with some of my other buddies that play video games with. They're creative dudes, and for a while I didn't really engage in it. And we've been friends for years. I just kind of back off, and I don't know, we've all just been really engaged lately, pumping each other up, lifting each other up, and what I've realized is I've got a container again, a safe space to be me in that light, just like I've created with this channel, what I'm doing right now in this light. Just create a safe space, a container to get out some of the thoughts that are rambling around in here. And this is not at all meant to be like some sappy shit. So bear with me through just having some realizations. But that's my journey right now, is like what I can't get off my mind. And one thing I've been doing is just journaling a lot, and like getting through, you dirtbag of a crier. I'm a very emotional being. I've been journaling a lot as a way to dump my thoughts out, and I'll probably never go back and read it. And I think that's kind of the point, right? When you go fishing with a buddy and you're out there at the ass crack of daylight, there's not a single other human sound aside from the snap of poles in the crisp morning air, and you share a heartfelt moment or like something that's been bothering you, and you both kind of take it in and chew it for a second, and your buddy's like, here's my quick advice, and you're like, yeah, and you go right back to it, and you don't really revisit that moment because the communication that was there, it was fulfilling in a way that could only be held in a certain type of container. And this could be just like rambling garbage, right? But I think that's what journaling has been for me. It's been that container to dump some stuff out, to have that campfire conversation just with myself real quick and reground and just be like, all right, cool, move on. So I'm re-engaging with a lot of aspects of life and realizing that what I'm trying to rebuild within here, first off, I already have all the parts. I already have everything. It just takes some reassembly. So in this reassembly process, I'm refinding some great containers to have conversations again, to open up again. It's been super good, and putting myself mentally in the right container has been huge, especially for today. Like, I started my day off, I woke up with an immediate like heaviness, but I was like, no, we're putting on 90s country and we're doing the dishes. We're gonna move our ass. We're gonna touch things with our hands and realize that the off emotions that I'm having are probably not bad. Whatever I'm feeling probably isn't just overwhelming anxiety. More than likely, it's just something inside of me trying to be expressed, and I don't really have a container for it. I'm like this freaking garage. There's stuff everywhere. No containers for it. But no way. Hang on. We're not even gonna edit it out. I came prepared. You'd think somebody who does this for a living would be smarter and plug their light in, charge it before they do something like this. But good Lord, trying to be open and honest with yourself and your freaking light dies really ruins the vibe. This is great. This is a great choice I'm making. I'll tell you, the honesty of what I want to do with this channel is just create something that doesn't require a ton of effort and production, not because I don't value production. I actually greatly value production, and it's kind of a struggle to not have sick B-roll shots and stuff like this, but I just kind of feel like being the most genuine aspect of, good Lord, the most genuine aspect of myself, and being able to get out stories and strategies I'm working on as I rebuild a better, healthier inside. It's like fucking self-help book wannabe over here. I will refer to the notes after the light crashes. Yeah, I said it all. I've got like 4 friends that are gonna watch this, and you're the only 4 people I've told about it. Very intentionally, because I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you guys being a solid container.